The report from Judy Byington, dated June 22, 2026, presents several intriguing claims regarding a global currency reset, GCR. According to this information, a significant financial overhaul has been initiated, impacting over 200 nations, with a move towards gold or asset-backed currencies. This alleged transition, which the report suggests went live on June 21, 2026, is described as a fundamental shift away from previous systems. It further states that existing financial structures are undergoing substantial changes, with local credit unions reportedly being integrated into a new global financial system, while other financial institutions are experiencing restructuring. A key element highlighted in the report is the Quantum Financial System, QFS, which is characterized as being fully operational across the globe since May 1, 2026. This system is often presented as a secure, transparent, and asset-backed alternative to traditional banking. The report also mentions an alleged oversight role by a global military alliance in managing aspects of currency redemption and exchange appointments related to this purported reset. The report delves into the specifics of currency exchange and bond redemption, particularly for those holding certain foreign currencies or bonds. It cites information from various sources discussing timelines for these exchanges. For instance, some bondholders were reportedly expecting to receive funds around June 18 to 21, 2026. The report also suggests that individuals referred to as Tier 4B, often understood as the general public participating via online groups, could anticipate notifications for exchange appointments around June 22 to 24, 2026, with exchanges potentially commencing soon thereafter. A recurring piece of advice within the report emphasizes the importance of utilizing official redemption centers for these exchanges instead of traditional banks. It is suggested that these centers may offer more favorable exchange rates for certain currencies, such as the dinar, and are the exclusive venues for redeeming currencies like ZIM. The report also speculates on the future role of various banking institutions within this evolving financial landscape, advising that new financial accounts might be set up directly at these redemption centers. Beyond the specific currency exchange claims, the report also touches upon wider financial discussions, particularly concerning digital assets. It highlights momentum around a proposed Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, indicating that the U.S. Senate was scheduled to meet to finalize this legislation. This development is framed as a significant step towards a more transparent and technologically advanced financial environment, aligning with the increasing mainstream adoption of digital assets. These discussions are presented as occurring alongside ongoing conversations within online communities about concepts such as QFS, NASARA, and GCR, acronyms that represent various proposed global economic and governance reforms. Whether these developments are directly connected or represent parallel trends, the report underscores a prevailing sentiment. The financial world is in a state of rapid transformation. As global financial systems continue to evolve and digital assets gain prominence, staying informed remains crucial for anyone interested in these developments. The report from Judy Byington offers a particular lens through which to view these ongoing discussions and circulating claims within specific online communities. While the precise details and timelines of such sweeping changes are often subject to speculation, the underlying themes of financial reform, technological integration, and the quest for increased transparency resonate widely. Users are always encouraged to consult a variety of sources and accredited financial professionals when making decisions related to their personal finances. President Donald Trump has given the green light global currency reset completed across 209 nations. Judy note. On Sunday, June 21, 2026, the global currency reset went live across the world for 200-plus gold/asset-backed nations. Central banks had been seized and credit unions integrated into the new global financial system. As of Sunday, June 21, 2026, President Trump was at Camp David commanding the fall of the big banks through the global currency reset to gold/asset-backed currency across 200-plus nations. The gold/asset-backed quantum financial system was now 100% live across the globe and has been fully operational since Friday, May 1, 2026. This week, the Global Military Alliance was overseeing the global currency reset ZIM bond redemption and currency exchange appointments. Big central banks have been seized, while local credit unions have been integrated into the new global financial system global currency reset. Wednesday, June 17, 2026. Mark Z., a bondholder, was receiving his money on Thursday, June 18. Other bondholders were expecting to have their money this weekend. All of Tier 3 were going to exchange this weekend. Thursday, June 18, 2026, Bruce, The Big Call Universe, ibs.com, 66777018666, PIN 123456 hash, 66777018665. Sources say Tier 4B, us the Internet Group, could be notified for exchange appointments, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, June 22nd, 23rd, 24th and start exchanges Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. Judy note, these two videos may be put out by banks, so be careful about what they represent. What they appear to say was that the RV went live on Sunday, June 21st, 2026. People were being contacted to exchange on a rolling basis. It looks like those in Tier 4B will be contacted sometime this coming week. Dinar $40. Dong $29. Reminder. An official redemption center will give you a better exchange rate than at a bank. ZIM can only be redeemed at a redemption center. Sunday, June 21st, 2026. The Fed has scheduled an emergency announcement for Monday, June 22nd, 2026 at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time before the New York stock market opens. Insiders report they intend to announce a $50 billion liquidity account to prevent a market. Judy note, no one knows the exact date for notification of appointments for Tier 4B, us the Internet Group, to exchange foreign currencies, but deadlines shown in the above timing indicate it to be very soon. We have been told that Wells Fargo, which is controlled by the Chinese elders, the ones who own the gold behind the global currency reset, will send out emails to currency and bondholders worldwide telling them how to set redemption and exchange appointments. It is advised to exchange/redeem your foreign currency at an official redemption center, RC, rather than a bank. You can only redeem ZIM at a RC, the dinar contract rate can only be given at a RC, and banks will offer you lower exchange rates than what you can obtain at a RC. You can only set up your new wallet, bank account, at a RC. It was my understanding that most banks were under control of the CL and would soon play a different role in the global financial system. Guru Information and Intel. Sunday, June 21st, 2026. Breaking news, the Clarity Act momentum is unstoppable. The Senate has officially confirmed a high-stakes meeting next week to finalize the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act. As digital assets continue moving into the mainstream, discussions surrounding the future of finance are accelerating at an unprecedented pace. Many observers believe this could be another major step toward a more transparent and technology-driven financial landscape. At the same time, conversations surrounding QFS, NASARA, GCR, and the evolution of global financial systems continue to grow across online communities worldwide. Whether you see these developments as connected or separate, one thing is becoming clear: the future of finance is changing faster than ever before. The world is watching, the conversation is growing. Stay informed. Observers are tracking a monumental transition away from traditional debt-based fiat systems toward a new gold-backed architecture. This shift is centered on the implementation of the Quantum Financial System (QFS) and the integration of the ISO 20022 protocol, which is designed to modernize how international financial messages and asset transfers occur. The core of this reported transition involves the decommissioning of legacy SWIFT banking infrastructure in favor of the QFS. Proponents of this view suggest that the global ledger has been migrated to a more secure, asset-backed environment. Reports indicate that over 12,000 credit unions and financial institutions have already begun integrating the ISO 20022 protocol, which serves as the backbone for this new transparent digital infrastructure. The narrative suggests that financial authorities have effectively re-anchored global wealth to tangible physical gold reserves, moving away from systems that rely solely on debt or unbacked currency. Reports from the last several weeks point to a coordinated effort involving international military alliances and global treasury departments to oversee this transition. Key milestones mentioned include the synchronization of satellite networks to support the global treasury and the finalization of legal frameworks for wealth redistribution, often referred to as NASARA/GCR. For the average person, the most visible signs of this change might appear as updates to personal banking applications or notices regarding changes in institutional banking protocols. The classification Tier 4B, often used to describe the Internet Group of currency and bondholders, is currently a focal point for those following the Global Currency Reset (GCR). Analysts suggest that the notification process for these individuals to set exchange or redemption appointments is imminent. Experts in this space emphasize that utilizing official redemption centers, rather than standard commercial bank branches, is the recommended path for those looking to manage exchange rates and secure new digital asset wallets effectively. As the world moves toward these new standards, market observers are warning that traditional financial sectors, particularly the stock and commercial real estate markets, may face significant challenges. The narrative suggests that this instability is a byproduct of the shift from an old, ghost currency model to one backed by precious metals. Whether viewed as an inevitable evolution of banking or a total systematic reset, the current signals from the financial global theater suggest that we are entering a new phase of economic history, where asset-backed security is prioritized over traditional fiat debt structures. Gold-backed quantum financial system now live across the globe. The asset-backed sovereign funds, backed by the physical gold re-anchored to the U.S. Treasury, were now officially mapped to local routing networks. Tier 1 megabanks across the globe which refused to comply with asset-backed standards had their privileges revoked by the Global Military Alliance, (BMT). Upcoming unavoidable stock market, housing market and commercial real estate market crashes were now set to destroy the global financial system. In anticipation of that startling global event, Trump and the Global Military Alliance triggered the below as per Web 3.0 ISO 2.0022. In the U.S., over 12,000 credit unions have successfully integrated the ISO 2.0022 protocol. At exactly 4:12 p.m. Eastern on Friday, June 19, 2026, the central routing servers for the old SWIFT banking system in Manassas, Virginia, suffered a technical anomaly that dropped their processing capacity to zero for 18 minutes. The White Hat Alliance had achieved the final data mirror. Every asset ledger, every hidden offshore account, and every Guinea dollar used for the last 50 years was copied, verified, and locked into the Quantum Financial System, QFS. It was shown a security manifest at 5:30 p.m. Reference code, SWIFT-term-2026-X4. The Federal Reserve has officially lost its access keys to the physical gold reserves in Fort Knox. The transfer to the U.S. Treasury was 100% complete. The paper dollar you hold in your pocket is a ghost. The new currency, completely backed by precious metals and running on the ISO 20022 protocol, was already loaded into the Tier 4B banking terminals. The Starshield satellite net has been fully synchronized with the new global treasury. The distribution protocols for the NESARA/GCR wealth release were active. The integration has leaked, and the panic in the offshore banking hubs is absolute. The quantum migration, QFS. The old fiat SWIFT system was being systematically choked off by the maritime blockade. Why? Because the transition to the ISO 20022 global standard is no longer a future project. The Quantum Financial System, QFS, has just completed its protocol integration. The old unbacked digital debt is being erased from the grid. NESARA/GCR threshold. The legal frameworks for the global wealth distribution ledger have crossed the Rubicon. Tier 4B notification sequences are moving through the secure, offline military channels. The wealth stolen through fraudulent central banking mechanisms is being anchored back to tangible, asset-backed commodities. According to sources close to the White Hat Alliance, this is Phase 1 of the much-anticipated Global Currency Reset, GCR, and JUDY/NESARA wealth redistribution procedure. Critical systems are coming into alignment for the last time, with power outages estimated to last up to 48 hours in affected areas. At exactly 8:14 p.m. Eastern Saturday night, June 20, 2026, the old SWIFT Central Clearinghouse experienced a permanent database decoupling. The secondary handshake between the central banks of the G7 nations officially returned a terminal failure message. The corporate financial networks were preparing a massive media smokescreen for Sunday night, blaming an unprecedented synchronized cloud architecture outage. They are suffocating in their own panic. The servers didn't fail. They were decommissioned. The Quantum Financial System, QFS, has just assumed 100% control of the global ledger. Reference log, QFS-bridge-ISO 20022. Here is what the legacy banking cartel is desperately trying to censor before you wake up tomorrow morning. The Tier 4B activation. The secure satellite uplink to the non-custodial Tier 4B validation terminals has transitioned from testing to live-in-man. The asset-backed sovereign funds backed by the physical gold re-anchored to the U.S. Treasury are now officially mapped to the local routing networks. The Quantum Handshake. Over 12,000 regional and local credit unions have successfully integrated the ISO 20022 protocol over the last 4 hours. The cultured Tier 1 megabanks that refuse to comply with the asset-backed standards have had their settlement privileges permanently revoked by the Military Alliance. The NESARA liquidations, the hidden offshore pools used by the globalist corporations to short the markets and suppress humanity, have been completely drained. Those funds have been legally redirected into the primary redemption accounts. The distribution protocols are locked. They told you the old system was too big to fail. They wanted you to believe you were trapped in their endless debt loop forever. Look at the sudden forced updates on your personal banking apps tonight. Look at the emergency internal memos leaked from the administrative floors of Wall Street. The old world didn't just crash. The keys to the entire global wealth ledger were handed back to the people. The ghost currency is evaporating. The real asset-backed era is officially online. Saturday, June 20, 2026 Project Odin equals EBS. This will release the Nasara/GCR funds, and then we the people will begin to rebuild. This event is truly biblical. Many events will also take place such as ISO 2002. 2 coins backed by precious metals will be available. The stock market collapsed. Quantum system. Odin project enabled. Nasara/GCR/RV. Global currency reset, Judy. Note, it's my personal opinion based on the below that we could anticipate Tier 4B, us the Internet Group being notified to set exchange appointments sometime between Monday, June 22, 2022 and Sunday, June 28. On Monday, March 2, President Trump signed Executive Order 14178 Tiers, banning CBDC development and ordering a digital asset strategic reserve. Since Monday, June 1, redemption centers in 14 cities have been staffed and operational. Military personnel were present at each location. NDAs would be required. On Tuesday, June 9, 2026, the new gold/asset-backed quantum financial system went full global through the Starlink satellite system. On Wednesday, June 10, 2026, the old CAL SWIFT system processed its last transaction. On Thursday, June 11, 2026 at 4:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the old banking SWIFT system did when JP Morgan and its first live transaction through the XRP ledger. On Tuesday, June 16, 2026, Congress passed a bill that prohibited the COL from producing the fiat digital dollar because the new gold/asset-backed currency was already in place across 209 nations. Between Monday, June 22 and Sunday, June 28, Tier 4B, US the Internet Group, notifications will be sent out. The first wave covered 1.2 million verified accounts. On Saturday, July 4, 2026, President Trump would announce the new gold standard currency. Wednesday, June 17, 2026. Mark Z, a bondholder, was receiving his money on Thursday, June 18. Other bondholders were expecting to have their money this weekend. All of Tier 3 were going to exchange this weekend. Thursday, June 18, 2026. Bruce, The Big Call Universe, ibs.com, 667-7701866, PIN 123-456 hash, 667-7701865. Sources say Tier 4B, us the Internet Group, could be notified for exchange appointments Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, June 22, 23, 24 and start exchanges, Wednesday, June 24, 2026. No one knows the exact date for notification of appointments for Tier 4B, us the Internet Group, to exchange foreign currencies, but deadlines shown in the above timing indicate it to be very soon. We have been told that Wells Fargo, which is controlled by the Chinese elders, the ones who own the gold behind the global currency reset, will send out emails to currency and bondholders worldwide telling them how to set redemption and exchange appointments. It is advised to exchange/redeem your foreign currency at an official redemption center, RC, rather than a bank. You can only redeem ZIM at ARC, the dinar contract rate can only be given at ARC, and banks will offer you lower exchange rates than what you can obtain at ARC. You can only set up your new wallet, bank account, at ARC. It was my understanding that most banks were under control of the CL and would soon play a different role in the global financial system.